following is an ESPN special presentation.
A beautiful sunlit afternoon at Pittsburgh at the confluence of the Allegheny, Monongahela, and the Ohio Rivers. An enthusiastic and large crowd on hand at Three Rivers Stadium to watch the best in baseball. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman. So glad you could join us for our annual pregame festivities of the All-Star Game. This year, obviously, coming to you from Pittsburgh. Hope you enjoyed the All-Star Gala. You get to meet some of the players, and now we all have a chance to meet the players and those that played before them and see what they do best. Pitch, catch, throw, and, of course, hit. An hour from now, the Upper Deck Heroes of Baseball, 14 Hall of Famers, will be on this field at Three Rivers. You'll see Mickey Mantle and Bob Gibson and Reggie Jackson and Raleigh Fingers, etc. But first, the crown jewel of all the pregame festivities here at the All-Star Game, the Home Run Derby. It's been a year when the ball is flown out of the ballpark at record paces. Is it juiced? Isn't it juiced? Well, I'll tell you what, these are the guys that can help us answer that question. And the way they've been hitting the ball, and maybe the way they're about to do it, maybe we'll see a fourth river flow at a Three Rivers Stadium.
The most exciting play in baseball today is the home run. So what could be better than to have a home run hitting contest here at the All-Star Game featuring some of the greatest sluggers in the game today? When you look at the alignment, I have to feel that Ken Griffey Jr. has an edge simply because he's done this before. Last year he was in the finals against Juan Gonzalez, and the two of them really put on a show. So if we see anything comparable to what we saw last year, you're really in for a treat. If you're going to pick a sleeper from the National League, I would say Freddie McGriff. He never gets the credit that he deserves, and he's one of the true sluggers in the game today. Then you have Mike Piazza, who was in last year. He struggled. In fact, he didn't even hit a home run last year, so I'm sure he will be looking to take care of that this year. Tell you what, let's go down to Buck Martinez. He's with Ruben Sierra. He'll be participating today.
Ruben Sierra, your hero, has always been the great Roberto Clemente of the Pirates. What's it mean to come here to Pittsburgh and play in the same stadium where he played?
Well, I feel very proud so I can make this All-Star Game. I always want to come where he played, and I hope I can get a chance to play tomorrow night in signed grass. That's a signed grass for in the right field here in the Pirates Stadium.
What was it about his style of play that you admired so much?
Well, he always was aggressive and a winning guy, you know, a winning guy. He always got an attitude to win, and he worked hard, you know.
What about the home run contest? It's tied 4-4 in the series. Who do you think is going to win?
Well, I don't know. You know, the guy that hit more home run, I guess, is the guy going to win. But, you know, it's a lot of good chance from Frank Thomas and the other guy from the other team. They got some good hitters, so let's see who's the best.
All right, should be a great contest. Thank you very much. Chris, let's go back upstairs now. Ruben Sierra, the American League.
All right, Buck, thank you. And outside of Three Rivers Stadium, there's the statue unveiled this past Friday of Roberto Clemente, Ruben Sierra, hero of so many in Pittsburgh, hero really worldwide. Can't come to Three Rivers without thinking of the Pirates Hall of Famer number 21. Our presentation of the Gatorade Home Run Derby brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Nothing quenches that deep down body thirst better than Gatorade. And by American Honda, who's been making quality cars in America for the past 11 years. We're back at Pittsburgh at Three Rivers Stadium for the Gatorade Home Run Derby. Joe, how far do you have to hit it to get it out of here?
Well, this is a very good hitter's ballpark, Chris. The ball carries well in all directions, but it's especially good from 375 in both sides toward the line.
Ruben Sierra leads off for the American League. Just 3 shy of 200 lifetime home runs. And we heard his talk, Joe Morgan, before with our Buck Martinez about how Roberto Clemente is his hero. Wouldn't he love to hit a few out in this competition? Just thinking of the great number 21. Now, we should say the rules. You get 10 outs. An out is any swing. It can be a line drive off the wall, a ground ball like these, a miss, a foul pop. Any swing that's not a home run is an out. You just get 10 swings. You take a pitch, it doesn't count as anything. Obviously, there's no limit to how many home runs we can hit. 2 years ago, Mark McGwire hit 12. 3 years ago, Cal Ripken hit 12. McGwire hit about 8 in a row at San Diego. We'll see if anyone gets in the groove.
And that's what happens. You get in the groove in this type of a contest. He throws you about 3 pitches into the same spot, and you hit them all out, and then your confidence builds.
Sierra won it back in 1989 at Anaheim. When he played for Texas, he hit 6. This one will be a long foul ball, but that, too, counts as an out. So Ruben Sierra thus far with a goose egg. Ruben with 19 home runs thus far for the resurgent Oakland A's.
Well, the only person shut out last year was Mike Piazza, and Ruben won't be shut out.
No, this is back and gone. Our first home run of the afternoon. That was Ruben High Sierra. He's the leader in the clubhouse with 1. This one's not quite going to make it. Now, Joe, in his career, Sierra has 65 homers against right-handed pitchers, 132 against left-handed pitchers. Yet he's batting righty against the righty pitcher. Maybe he's got a unique strategy here. He feels the Jets going to left. Will this get out? Yes! And a fine grab made in the picnic area. Just about 12 feet over from the foul pole, which is 335 feet down both lines. This is ripped to left. Will it stay up? Oh, it's off the wall. And boy, you hate to call a line shot off the wall an out.
An out. Well, it's an easy out, too, in this game. I think he has more raw power from the right side. He hits more home runs, of course, from the left side, but he has more raw power from the right side. A lot of switch hitters are that way.
Tries to go to deep center. Back it goes. Back. Gone! Oh, he gets it the hard way to straightaway center. And the fans flopping on that Gatorade tarp. That'll be an out for Ruben, out number 7. So 3 out of the park, 7 outs. Remember, you get 10. Gets way under this to left field. Will it stay fair? Will it go long enough? Yes, sir, over the fence. Home run number 4 for Sierra.
That one scraped the back wall coming down, but it counts.
That's a gapper, but that'll go for an out. It took Ruben a few swings to get warmed up. Now he's in some sort of groove, although he's hit different sort of homers, Joe. Liner, a high fly, a shot to center. This will be out of play. So this is last swing unless he hits him out. Do you go for it all? I mean, do you just try and hit this one 500, Joe?
Well, I think that's what he tried to do, but he hit a bullet to left.
Good start, though, for the American League. Ruben Sierra with a 4 spot. So Sierra gets the American League, which has won the last 3 years impressively, off to a good start. Last year's National League Rookie of the Year, Mike Piazza, will be first up for the senior circuit. The Gatorade Home Run Derby underway here in Pittsburgh. Back in a beautiful afternoon here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Our thanks to the gang at MetLife Blimp for providing some great shots of today's events under the command of Captains Lee Bradbury and Russ Adams. The aerial ambassador typically cruises at an altitude of 1,200 feet, about as far as some of today's home runs may travel. The National League leadoff hitter, Mike Pepperoni Piazza, unanimous winner of that award last season. Last year in the home run derby, rookie, first all-star game, he was shut out. Well, don't think that'll happen again, Joe.
I don't think it'll happen. He was very nervous last year. Hit a lot of line drives, but none over the wall.
Remember, you can take as many pitches as you want. That's not an out, but any sort of swing that's a non-homer is an out. Piazza, 35 home runs last year, has a chance to do what only Roy Campanella has done. Go back-to-back 30 home run seasons for a catcher. Campy did it in 50 and 51. Not even the great Johnny Bench did it in consecutive years. Piazza, 21 at the break, had 35 last year.
Now, that surprises me that Bench had never accomplished that feat.
70, 72, and 77 for JB. This is a moonraker here to left field. But alas, it goes for a sky out.
Piazza has a little funny swing in that he really finishes well. He finishes with the bat in the same position every swing. Doesn't matter where the pitch is, he finishes with the bat kind of wrapped around his back.
On June the 6th at Joe Robbie Stadium in Florida, Piazza hit one of the longest homers this year, 477 feet, way over the potted plants that they have up in the upper deck. Albert Bell is up next for the AL. Piazza from Norristown, PA, would like to do well in his home state. Another rainmaker, but Joe, he's just getting under it too much.
And he's also about to be shut out again, Chris.
Will this one stay up enough? No. A line shot for not 8 outs. He can't believe it.
Well, you can only hit them in the game.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
This is really kind of similar to what he did last year. A lot of hard line drives, but none of them had enough elevation to get out of the ballpark.
Well, the National League crowd here at Three Rivers giving Piazza a hard time. Piazza's finished with another goose egg.
I tell you what, Chris, I'm not going to let him participate next year. I don't care. He's out.
Well, he's out in the National League after one batter is down 4-0, and now he'll hear it from his teammates. And Albert Bell strides to the plate as the American League has a good start with Sierra. Bell, Thomas, and Griffey to come. Oh, my.
Albert Bell, I should say, wants a right-handed pitcher. He does not want a left-handed pitcher on the mound, so they're going to have to change the screen around.
So Albert Bell steps in, 27 years of age, has 25 home runs to stand third in the American League. Last year he hit 38, and of course won the RBI title last year with 129 RBIs. Boy, has he become not only a power hitter, Joe, but a real studious hitter. In other words, a lot of hitters, after you get 2 strikes on them, you really have the upper hand. He hits every pitch like his 2 strikes. He really concentrates and studies the pitchers.
Well, he's got a great way of setting his bat.
Yeah, look at this. Back, 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 back. Gone to the third deck. Even Reggie Jackson was impressed. Number 6 on the all-time home run list. He knows a prodigious blast when he sees one.
Knowing Reggie, he still thinks he can hit it that far.
Well, he hit one out in the celebrity home run contest. He hit at the end of all of it.
Okay.
And he hit one and did the Grand Tour. 1 out of the yard, 2 outs for Albert Bell. Bell's 6'2", 210, power packed. One of the big reasons why the Cleveland Indians are in first place at the break for the first time since 1959. That's ripped but foul. His home run, by the way, estimated, Joe, 454 feet. As Junior waits. The crime dog, Fred McGriff, waits to get the National League underway. Albert last year hit 3 in the home run competition at Camden Yards. That one won by the American League 21-12. Gonzalez and Griffey tied at 7. Gonzalez won the playoff, or what did they decide on penalty kicks, Joe?
No, they actually played it off, and even the first 2 rounds of the playoff, they remained tied. They both hit 5 apiece.
Gonzalez, of course, not here. Will this one go? Back it goes to left center. It's gone. Bring your mitts today, folks. Rip to left. Ooh, a rope off the Expos side for an out. 2 homers for Albert Bell, who now lead at 6-0 here, and each team in the second of 4 batters. Eight outs. You get 10, remember. The pitcher, by the way, the right-hander, the third base coach of the Pirates pitching here to Albert, is Rich Donnelly. When a batter requests a left-handed pitcher, be Ken Sable, which is one of the Pirates' regular batting practice pitchers.
Well, Bell is trying to pull everything, and actually the way to aim in a home run hitting contest is left center field.
Did he get enough of it? Not quite. It goes to the track at center. So Albert Bell is retired after 2 home runs. Add that to Sierra's 4, and the American League leads at 6. The National League got nothing from Mike Piazza. Now can they get off the schneid with Dante Inferno Bichette of the Colorado Rockies? His first year at Colorado was the first time in the majors, Joe. He hit over 20 home runs at 21 last year. Now he has 21 at the break. He's second in the league in RBIs with 77, so he's really coming of age here after his 4th and 5th year in the majors.
Well, I think he's going to be a better player as he gets a little more maturity. He was a good player when he was in Milwaukee.
And he even hit some, and of course threw well in the outfield for Doug Rader at California. But Colorado, he has really found his home.
That's the way to hit it.
Well, it goes to center field. It's back. It is not enough. Might have been out at Mile High Stadium.
The one problem, though, is that I've noticed Albert Bell, I want to call him George, but Albert was pulling everything. Foul.
This is pulled, fair, and gone. The National League is on the board. Is there a better place to hit it in this park, or there's no stream anywhere, is there, Joe?
No, but I think left center and right center are the places to aim like that.
I think Bichette has found it. Back to left, but just to the track.
I believe it carries best, in that area. Left center and right center. Both just to the left of the 375 toward both lines.
This is kind of like Piazza's situation last year. This is his first All-Star game for Bichette, so he told you before and told us he's a little bit nervous about this.
Well, I'm sure you're nervous. Anytime you're competing, you have to have a certain amount of nervousness. When you're competing with the best players in your league and the best players in the American League, quite naturally you're going to be a little nervous. But usually you get over that after the first couple of swings.
This might help him get over it. Back it goes to left center. Back, gone. Homer number 2 for Dante Bichette. A 17th round draft pick back in 1984, broke in as a third baseman. That's another out. There's Jeff Bagwell in his first All-Star game, but he's going to hit cleanup for the National League. The 2 National League home runs, both here by Bichette. Gets under this one. This will go nowhere. A can of corn, as Bob Prince used to say in this park at Forbes Field. Can of corn to center. 6 outs for Bichette. He's hit 2 out of the yard. Ripped to left field. Will it stay fair? Back it goes. This a ton, but it's foul.
Well, they booed the umpire. It was over the foul pole or the foul net, but the umpire said it went foul before it left the ballpark.
This one to left center field. Back it goes. Back. Gone. Frank Thomas, the big hurt, up next for the American League. Bichette putting a big hurt on this ball. He really dumps a big one. It's just not quite over the fence. Well, kind of ran out of real estate there, didn't it, Joe?
Well, the way they've chosen who goes in which order is determined by the number of home runs you've hit so far this year. So Ken Griffey Jr. will anchor the American League, and Jeff Bagwell will anchor the National League.
This one is ripped, but foul. Yeah, Matt Williams has a slight groin and back injury. He leads the National League in home runs with 33, but he will not participate, which is unfortunate. He has as many homers as Griffey. That's lost in the shuffle. Last out for Bichette. Out one goes a Rocky Mountain high, but it'll go for an out. But the National League is on the board. 3 home runs for Dante Bichette, and the imposing figure of the big hurt, Frank Thomas, due up next. We'll be back. Halfway home in our Gatorade Home Run Derby. The first man up, Ruben Sierra, still the leader in the clubhouse. But now, time for the heavy metal. The menacing figure of the big hurt, Frank Thomas at the plate. A legitimate Triple Crown chance. Second in homers with 32. Fourth in ribbies with 78. First in average at the break, 383. He scored 93 runs, Joe.
Well, he's just amazing. All of his statistics are better than, you know, just overall, he's just a great player. 41
homers last year, unanimous MVP.
And
32 at the break.
Today, he'd probably be the MVP in the American League again today, with Ken Griffey Jr. being a close second.
Pirates fans booing their own coach, Rich Donnelly, for the brushback.
You gotta walk once first to get loose. Here we go.
In batting practice, Thomas hit the longest BP home run. Almost to there. Will this stay fair? Not quite. He hit it in the fourth deck. In fair territory in BP, that just goes as a long out. Man.
He is so strong. And I mean, he has everything going for him. He has a quick bat and he's strong.
Does Donnelly know exactly where Thomas would like it? Like there? As it goes way back to left. Back it goes. An upper decker.
Maybe he should get 2 for that.
He should.
Well, he's asked the batting practice pitcher to slow down a little bit. Frank wants to savor this moment.
Had just missed the blimp on its way down to short center. The home run by Thomas, 510 feet. The longest ever, remember, in a game here, obviously different conditions. Greg Luzinski, 483 back in 1979. 3 outs for Frank. And Ruben Sierra started off with 4. He's the leader at the halfway mark.
Well, Frank Thomas is really doing this the proper way. He is taking his time until he gets into a groove. He's not just standing there swinging like a machine. I think if he finds a groove, he will stay in the batter's box. But until he does that, he's going to take his time.
6'5", 257 pounds from Columbus, Georgia. The National League players, Joe, during the batting practice before the game, they looked across into the AL dugout and said, man, I think Frank Thomas is getting bigger. They hadn't seen him since the spring. 5 outs, just 1 homer albeit a monstrous one for Frank Thomas. Gets under this too much. Ruben Sierra's 4 got the American League off on the right foot, so they lead at 7-3. Next up for the National League, the man who, of these 8 players, has the most lifetime homers, Fred McGriff. He has 251. Halfway to 500 is the crime dog. So Thomas, with 3 outs left, certainly wants to nail one, which he does. Back, 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 back. Gone. It's got to scare a pitcher to try to dig in and pitch to Frank, doesn't it, Joe?
Well, especially because he's not a pull hitter. He hits a lot of balls back through the middle and right center field.
This one is way back to left center field. Way back and gone. Off the Will Clark sign on the facade of the upper deck.
That is awesome. The first one that was hit into the upper deck down the line. This is out in left center field. I mean, that is over the 375 mark and about another 100 feet up.
525 feet, Joe.
Yeah, I knew that one was farther than the first one. That is unbelievable.
I don't even think John Daly can reach that.
No.
Two outs left for Frank. Boy.
I'd hate to be the guy following this act, though.
Yes. Well, that swing, it looked like he said, well, how can I swing harder than the one I just sent 525? That's McGriff who's next.
Actually, McGriff is probably the perfect guy to follow because he will not be in awe.
Yeah, but they all want to see. Look at the crowd here. The last swing for Frank Thomas. This is a heck of a scene here, Joe.
Well, the fans are into it as well as the players. You can hear the National League players saying, throw him a changeup, throw him a changeup in the background.
There it goes. Back to left field. Back, 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 back. Gone!
Well, he needed that to tie Sierra in case there is a tie and to get into a playoff. Now he has a chance to take the lead.
Down to his last swing. Thomas is tied for the lead. Now again with his last swing, can he take the lead? He grunted and groaned at that one. And listen to the applause for the Big Hurt.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone get a standing ovation in the home run hitting contest. They usually clap a lot, but this is a standing ovation.
26 years of age, he's just becoming a great hitter. What will he be 3 years from now, Joe?
Well, he's not bad now, Chris. In fact, it doesn't get any better than this swing here. Watch, he generates a lot of power with this swing. Bat speed, he even comes off the ground with his back foot. And this is a tremendous drive in the left center field. I have seen Willie Stargell hit him that far to right field, but no one has hit him that far to left field.
And look at the dugout, Joe. It's Kenny Lofton and Chuck Knobloch and Kirby Parker. They're like kids at a candy store. Frank Thomas has certainly lit it up here in Pittsburgh. Can Jr. do it when he comes to the plate? We'll be back. Frank Thomas's 4 homers have tied him with Ruben Sierra for the lead with 3 batters left. With the American League off to a heck of a lead. Now stepping to the plate to try and follow Frank Thomas's 4 is Fred Crime Dog McGriff, who in the last week or so just became a member of the 250 home run club. McGriff has hit 30 or more home runs in 6 straight seasons. And with 23 at the break is obviously well on his way to number 7. He's only the 12th man to hit 30 or more in 6 straight seasons. Of the other 11, 10 are in the Hall of Fame. Ruth, Aaron, Gehrig, Fox, Matthews, Mantle, Kiner, Killebrew, Mays, and McCovey. The only one not in the Hall of Fame, Mike Schmidt, and he sure will be. So that puts into perspective what McGriff has done in Toronto, San Diego, and now Atlanta.
Well, that's great company to be in.
Yeah. .6'3", 215 is the crime dog. Drafted by the Yankees in '81 in the 9th round before they sent him as an untried youngster to Toronto in a big trade. Then, of course, the celebrated trade to San Diego in December of '90. This is a celebrated blast. Way back to right. Gone. A second decker.
Well, McGriff was my sleeper. I figured that McGriff could be the guy to get into a perfect groove and hit 6 or 7 home runs.
Again, he, like Frank Thomas, is not so anxious to swing at every pitch. Ripped to right. Back it goes. Back, back, back. Gone. 2 for Fred McGriff. You know, with all the credentials that he has, Joe, this is just his second All-Star game.
Well, people have a tendency to take him for granted. He's just so consistent.
Like that swing. We've seen it 251 times in the majors and major league games. We've seen it 3 times this afternoon. Junior can feel the heat with McGriff. The NL is catching up. 10-6.
McGriff has the 3 home runs. He's only made 2 outs. It's a long way to go.
Wow. Speaking of a long way to go, look at this one, Joe. Off the facade of the restaurant, just below the upper deck. He's now tied with Thomas and Sierra for the individual lead. He only has 2 outs. We will not see Fred hit many in this competition to left field, will
no.
we? That'll go as a routine out to center. Albert Litton. Can Griffey Jr. get ready? This one, will it get out? No.
Hard enough, but not high enough.
Almost hit his team sign, the Braves, which is right down the right field line. 3-way tie thus far. Next homer, McGriff takes the lead. Will this be it? Yes, sir. Jeff Bagwell, knowing that he'll have a chance between him and McGriff to maybe pull it out for the National League. Already McGriff the leader with 5 homers. He has just 4 outs. If you add up Thomas's 4, they're longer than McGriff's 5, but that's not what we're doing here. David,
teammate.
Yep, rooting him on. David Justice. Rainmaker will not make it. Down and in, McGriff wisely lays off. McGriff has gotten him right back in it, Joe. Does this have the distance? Back it goes to right. not quite.
The only trouble with a home run hitting contest sometimes, Chris, is if the opposing pitchers are watching, they can tell where you love the baseball.
Right. Watch out down there. Ooh, there's a shot into the crowd. 7 outs now for Fred McGriff. Quiet, personable young man from Tampa, Florida.
In fact, the Braves just renewed his contract. They picked up the option for the '95 season. I don't think Freddie's happy with that because he wants to sign a long-term contract. He says he's tired of moving around, and he deserves to be in one place.
This one down the line, just below the Braves sign and right. Last swing now for Fred McGriff, and the crowd comes alive. Gets under this one, and that'll do it. But not until we have ourselves a new leader. With just one batter left from each league, the leader with 5 homers, Fred McGriff of the Braves. Fred is with our Buck Martinez down on the field. Buck?
Fred, a lot of people would have been intimidated watching Big Frank Thomas go to work, but you stepped in, looked like you were really calm and collected.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely tough hitting behind Frank Thomas. I mean, the guy's hitting the ball 500 feet. I'm like, man, I got no chance. This guy's unbelievable. But he slowed down a little bit, and I got in there. And once I got that first one out of the way, I was fine. A couple of years ago, I struggled a little bit. I hit 4. So this year, hey, I got 5, so I'm ready to roll now.
Next man up, the man who was making the home run headlines all year long, Junior Griffey of the Mariners. We'll be back. Hitting cleanup for the American League, Ken Griffey Jr., who set a new major league record for home runs at the end of the month of May with 22, breaking the old mark of Mickey Mantle. He set a new major league record for home runs at the end of June with 32, breaking the old mark held by the Babe with 30. Can he set a new record at the end of 162 games? Boy, that's something you've been quite vocal about, Joe. He doesn't need to chase Roger Maris at 61.
I certainly hope he doesn't get that close. I hope he hits over 50 and has a great season. But I saw what it did to Roger Maris, and he was a veteran. And Ken Griffey Jr. is still mature, and I'd hate for that to be a blemish on his career. And his attitude, because he has such a great attitude. In fact, I've seen a little of the smile that I saw at the beginning of the season kind of fade away a little bit with all the pressure.
Every day you're on such and such a pace. Remember, as Griffey hits this one a long way but foul, remember, only 11 individuals have ever hit 50 home runs.
Right. And that would be okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Rep to right. This is a no-doubter. Back it goes. Griffey is on the board off the facade of the restaurant. Or the auxiliary press back there.
He has such a natural home run swing that he doesn't really have to change a lot for this competition. He has a slight uppercut in his swing. Unlike Frank Thomas, Thomas doesn't really have that uppercut. He just hits the ball so hard quite often, and it goes out.
Rip to right. Foul. The homer by Griffey went 454 feet. Remember, he will not be. Here's Jeff Bagwell, who will hit cleanup and last for the National League. Remember, Griffey won't be 25 until November this year. I think that ball went to November. That's up in Pop Stargell territory.
Yes, it is.
Rip to right. Back it goes. Back, back, back. Another upper decker.
Who are these guys? Hey, if you're Bagwell, you're sitting there saying, now what can I do?
Well, the National League had climbed to within 10-8. Now they're down 13-8. Griffey, 165 lifetime home runs, was the 6th youngest major leaguer ever to make it to 100. The only ones faster, Ott, Tony Conigliaro, Matthews, Pensionary. Back it goes. A low liner for a home run. Number 4.
I don't know what's going through Jeff's mind, but he's probably saying, I need some help.
Yes.
Number 5.
4 homers, 5 outs for Jr. He's actually born in Pennsylvania, Donora, Pennsylvania. Of course, grew up in Cincinnati.
You know who else was born there? You know who else? The great Stan Musial.
Yes,
You forgot?
I
Yeah, you
forget.
forgot? I mean, I was trying
Brain
to build you up.
The 525-foot homers are killing me. Down the line. Fair ball. Gone. That ties him with McGriff.
Well, I said you had to give the nod to Griffey, but McGriff was my sleeper. He came through for me.
Last year, Griffey lost in a playoff with Gonzalez. 2 years ago at San Diego, his 7 were second to Mark McGwire's 12. Can he win it this year? Well,
yes.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, I tell you, all of this is just a natural swing for Griff. Everyone else has to try to help it a little bit. But this is just his natural swing.
Remember, he hit the warehouse at Camden Yards last year. He's just hit the warehouse at Camden Yards again. Except it's about 400 miles from here. Come on, baby. That one, 475, his 7th home run. He's had 7 now 3 years in a row, Joe. What's the matter with him?
Single, yeah. Just
the matter with him? Can he hit? Yeah, well, what do you think, Reg? I know what you think. Is it fair? Oh, it's just foul. 8 outs for Jr. His 7 homers grabs the lead. Down to his last swing. Remember, Frank Thomas hit a moonshot on his last swing. As Bagwell gets ready, so does Jr. Gets under this. It'll go for an out, but we have ourselves a new leader here in Pittsburgh.
And another standing ovation. Let's take a look at how natural Ken Griffey's swing appears to be. He doesn't seem to force it. His bat just flows through the hitting zone and the ball goes 475 feet. Maybe if he pushed it, he could get a 500-footer.
Kenny, you've said all along you're not a home run hitter. Now all these people in Pittsburgh know you are a home run hitter. You really got in a groove there.
Well, I was just trying to put on a show for the fans. It was a lot of fun. You know, the winner are the kids, and we're just trying to do the best job we can to raise as much money as we can for the kids.
American League's got a lot of pride in this home run contest, don't they?
Oh yeah, we take pride in the game and the whole the season. So you know, it's going to be a battle tomorrow night.
All right, Kenny. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, Buck, thank you. Ken Griffey Jr.'s 7 homers gives him the lead over Fred McGriff. Jeff Bagwell has his hands. ESPN's presentation of the Gatorade Home Run Derby is brought to you by, you'll never guess, Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Nothing quenches that deep-down body thirst better than Gatorade. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. And by Burger King. Value every day, have it your way. Don't forget the Upper Deck Heroes of Baseball coming up next. But for now, the National League, it's Last Chance Saloon. Well, the National League, it's all up to Jeff Bagwell, and the American League guys have just been teasing him. Hey, Bag, you're 9 down, 17-8. That's a lot of pressure on a young man in his first All-Star game, period, let alone home run derby. But he's second behind Matt Williams in home runs in the National League with 27. And remember, he has hit the second longest ball ever at the stadium in 91, 472 feet. Off of the Pirate pitcher Bob Yum Kipper.
And he's also similar to Griffey in that he doesn't really have to help it. He may be trying, but his swing is just a natural home run swing.
There's Craig Matinee at the Biggio saying, Bags, I know what you're thinking. Calm down, eh? Grunting and groaning there at the plate like Monica Seles used to do hitting a tennis ball.
Oh, that's funny, right?
The American League guys are really giving him a hard time, Chris.
Well, it's hard to hit 9 homers with one swing. Bagwell, who leads the majors in RBIs at the break with 82, just wants to get off the schneid.
All right.
Bagwell, 4th round pick in '89 of the Red Sox, traded to Houston at the end of August '91 for Larry Anderson, and he is just close. That one.
I got jammed.
Rope.
Yo, Idol, you just a little kid. You just a little guy. You're my idol. I grew up watching him. Yeah, okay.
This one will have the distance. Back it goes. Back, gone. Well, the National League would like to have Matty Williams help him out, but he's got the slight back problem. They don't want him to twist and turn it, just trying to hit Tater. Although he's been on a tear.
Yes, he's been swinging the bat exceptionally well. And then on Friday, I thought he was going to participate. I was there in San Francisco, and the trainer came in and said he wasn't going to participate. But I must admit, Matt didn't second that motion.
Now Bagwell, now down to his last swing, just has one. Now next year, hopefully, we'll see Matty, who has 33. And more life for Bags. Home run number 2. 17-10 now. The American League leads it. Ale looking to make it 4 in a row. They've had it 8 times before. 1 was rained out. Ale 4, NL 4. To center field, the deepest part of the park, and it goes out. So Bagwell hitting like he's got a 2-2 count on him with 2 outs in the 9th has put 2 out.
Well, I think he's a little more relaxed now. That's the problem. You give up 5 or 6 outs before you get comfortable. If
you're wondering, Thomas's homers averaged 473 feet. Griffey's 7 homers averaged 463. Bags didn't think he got it, and he was right. So Jeff Bagwell ends with 3.
Very nice.
Many of them in his last few swings, but it's not enough to stave off an AL win 17-11 and stave off the crown to that man right there, Ken Griffey Jr.
Well, Ken Griffey Jr., again, he had to be the favorite simply because he leads the major leagues in home runs, but again, he has such a stroke that is just great for this type of competition.
It's always fun to see the guys just crown them out of here, and Ken Griffey Jr. wears the crown. We'll be back to Three Rivers Stadium for the wrap of the Gatorade Home Run Derby in just a moment. Here at Three Rivers Stadium, the Gatorade Home Run Derby goes to Ken Griffey Jr. His 7 in 92 put him second. His 7 in 93 got him in the playoff, which he lost. His 7 in 94 earns him the crown, beating Fred McGriff by 2, Frank Thomas and Ruben Sierra by 3. And the American League has now won 4 in a row, beating the National League 17-11.